also going to start recording it, and I'm pretty sure the volume levels are set and they sound good. I don't know about my Wi-Fi though. My Wi-Fi is hurting, and it's season 5, episode 3, here on a Tuesday. Before I introduce our guests, I want to just start off with some clips here to set the mood.
On the fear side of tech, you're the man who made Terminator, showed us what AI could be in the
ABC
future.
News here.
You need now to make a new
interviewing
Terminator
James
movie
Cameron.
to show us what the possibilities are now.
I think, look, I'm struggling with exactly how to tell a new Terminator story now that won't be obsolete in a year.
We have people who know how to make a new
precipice
Terminator.
Of what was science fiction back when
What
I
was
did
the
it in
woman's
80s.
name that claimed
It
that
was
she
science
wrote the
fiction that there could
Terminator?
be an artificial
Sophia something?
Woman who wrote Terminator, Sophia Perez.
Yeah.
Sophia Stewart. I haven't heard this
Sophia
one.
Stewart.
Let's go.
Have you really? Yeah, she thinks that there's a whole lore behind it. I shouldn't say she thinks, that's rude. But essentially, I think it's pretty incredible that apparently she worked for Cameron. She would like read scripts that would get to him. She thinks she wrote it. Or she wrote it, but I just like that her name is Sophia, and the Terminator has such a Gnostic feel to it. It just it rings true to me.
for intelligence. It was science
I believe James Cameron stole from a woman.
fiction that people would
Oh,
get
yeah.
into an arms race and connect it up to their weapons platforms and to their
Speaking of weapons platform, that brings us to tonight's sponsor, Fiberblade. Whether your enemy is 5 kilometers or 50 kilometers away, Fiberblade's flexible fibers can get your drone there safely.
nuclear command and control. It's not science fiction anymore. It's happening, and people will do that because
Is
if
this
there ever is,
a
God
cast
forbid,
that we
such-
could all
such a
talk
conflict,
freely, or is this something that I
it'll
should
be our AI
not
against
like
their
talk
AI.
out loud?
Well, James, I
Well,
can't
like,
hear you. This is a recording of James Cameron, but everyone else here will respond to you. And speaking of who you are, it's me, government name, with my co-host Berno, and I'm gonna happily introduce our third, just showing up, and I'll call him 4 minutes late, Sticky Fish host. Let's introduce our 2 guests as we watch a clip of James Cameron. First up, I got actor capture extraordinaire Max Thomas. He owns a company based in the United States of America. And we also have SmileBigForGood. I too believe he's based on Earth. Right now we're watching James Cameron talk about lethal intelligence, and I am here to talk to you. Well, Sticky Fish missed it. Did you know that the woman named Sophia Stewart wrote Terminator and The Matrix, and James Cameron stole this? This was news to me. I love that it does this. I love that the shout-outs, the creator...
The jerk!
The jerks. Wait, she did some Star Wars work, too. Hype. You should be able to see my screen, and you should be able to see James Cameron.
Everybody's AIs against everybody's AIs, and the whole war is going to be shot or take place so fast that only an AI superintelligence will be able to counter the moves of another one. And that's the kind of arms race that scares the hell out of me. That's an actual existential threat. And I don't think we're doing enough right now as society.
From what I know, he's mostly a pretty good guy. One of my good friends actually sold her motion capture company out to James Cameron for Avatar 2, or The Way of the Water, or whatever it was.
I knew someone who worked with Weta. I don't think anything against James Cameron. And in fact, this week in movies I watched, we'll talk to everyone here about movies they watched this week. I watched Titanic, and holy cow, does the CGI in Titanic look milk. It is so crazy. They are like, we were laughing at it. Not the scenes with the water, but there are these like pano shots of like the boat, and they're like faceless dolls. It's crazy.
I think James Cameron needs to watch Colossus: The Forbin Project. It's very simple.
I think he's ripping what he's saying right now from that movie, dude.
You fool the AI by banging your secretary. It's very easy.
For example, if you try to get ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to write you something, it's really shitty. And it's shitty because by its nature, it goes to the mean, to the average. And it's not reliable. And I just can't stand to see what it writes. Now, it's a useful tool if you're a writer and you're going, what's the thing? I'm trying to set something up, or somebody sends someone a letter, but it's delayed 2 days and it can give you some examples of that. I actually don't think it's very likely that it's going to be able to write anything meaningful, and in particular,
they say they're not going to be able to write anything meaningful with AI. They say
Ben's never seen the Congo 2 dailies or the Congo 2 ebook.
Do you think this sentence is written by AI? Or do you think the person who made this AI video wrote this themselves? Let's test it. Transformers 8, Rise of Unicron. Is Unicron like a character in the Transformers universe?
Damn, dude, you've never seen the OG movie?
This guy is getting absolutely outed right this second.
Is set to hit theaters in 2026, promising a spectacle that will redefine the franchise. You think this is real or not? Is that sentence human written or AI written?
Oh, probably definitely AI. Everything is nowadays.
They say all coding by the end of this year is supposed to be done by robots. Why would anyone... show me the blog that's handwriting. Hold on, I gotta get... How do I get Max? I got cameras here, but I don't got the people with the cameras.
Did you see the micro hard guy accidentally leaked their game plan in that interview? You guys saw that?
Is it just like make everything AI regardless if the user wants it or not? Like,
no, he used a new terminology. That's yeah, you should check it out. You should watch it. It's like a minute long.
Macro hard leak. Ex-engineer fired. 2 minutes long. 22 minutes ago. Here we go. Homie's just walking. This looks AI as hell.
Damn, dude, this guy's got quite the setup.
In North America alone, and like let's say 2/3 or half of them have hardware 4, and like somewhere between 70 and 80% of the time they're sitting there idle, probably charging. We can just potentially pay, and they have networking, they have cooling, they have power. We can probably just pay owners to lease time off their car and let us run like a human emulator, Digital Optimus right on it, and
human emulator.
They're lease paid for, and we get a full human emulator we can put to work.
So Sophia Stewart's been writing about this since the 70s.
Build-out requirement. It's a purely software.
I'm surprised you didn't know about the Sophia Stewart story. She wrote a whole book about The Matrix, Terminator. They're all based on her original script that was called, who knows?
I thought the Wachowskis only stole from Japan, not black women.
Well, if you go the Kevin Kelly route, shouts out Kevin Kelly, any great idea, 10,000 people have it simultaneously. And the first one to get it made into the public essentially win, but ideas obviously aren't ours. But her script is about the Gnostic story of Jesus 2 in the computer revolution.
The only Kelly I know about is Monroe Kelly from Congo. Says this Congo 2 bot I made with Meta. I gave it a deep description. It's really funny. It's got these. If you say, "Can gorillas use tech?" It goes, "Watch me hack this drone with my feet." It made that up itself. How would it know I want that? Speaking of things I didn't know I wanted, but now they're in my space, we've actually been invited as a group to compete in the Crossing, an AI film competition. It's presented by our friends at AImovie.studio. The submission deadline.
Real?
Yeah. We got a couple days to get it in here. And what they're gonna do is they got the corner of Shibuya. They got those big screens at Shibuya, and they're gonna be putting some stuff up there. They got Empire music behind it. There's some rules here to the thing here. Here's when they're gonna be premiering it. It's gonna be happening. Looks like pretty much for like I think they just buy out the square for like what looks like a half a day, and then they just like go and they put it above like, and if you go there, it's like New York Times Square, right? Like you could buy those screens out, and then like people do this for art, right? Because it's more smaller, and they just like put it up over a corner here. So they have some submissions. I just wanted to highlight these guys. They're based out of Tokyo, of course. They focus on doing stuff through Hugging Face and stuff like that. And I'm sure Max could talk about Hugging Face and more models here, but we have this group chat here for us to submit to the competition, and I got our submission open here. We don't have a title or anything right now, but what we do have is a group chat that we'll be contributing to together here to hopefully get the prompts and story down for our film. So, speaking of Max, you ever use Hugging Face?
Oh, yes, I sure do all the time. That's pretty much my gateway to getting all the AI models that I'm using these days. Biggest things I've been playing with and pushing lately are like WAN 2.2 with SAM 3, and then a lot of like LTX2 is really cool now as well. Still injecting a lot of LoRa's for that. The image base is like so incredible across the board now. The Nano Banana even is about as good as almost anything out there. A Nano Banana Pro, at least in terms of the quality and consistency for doing consistent shot sequences. But we're still playing with a lot of like Flux Max and different stuff like that as well.
Have you touched LTX2? I've been trying to get LTX2 working locally, and let me tell you, it just won't do it on 8 gigabytes, no matter how much I try with my little VRAM.
I'm running pretty much everything in the cloud right now on RunPod or I have an RTX 6000 Pro, but it's still like I don't want to bog down my machine so that I can't continue doing work in the background while I'm processing video. So it's easier to just like spin up multiple instances of Comfy UI and just run it in the cloud on RTX 6000s to get everything done faster.
Yeah, I mean, Berno, you were pushing me to stop looking at hardware, right?
Well, yeah, and it was RunPod too. I think where I said just go pay them 69 cents an hour for a 5090 or whatever they were advertising. I think it's a better deal. Like all that shit is so subsidized and undervalued in terms of like the real cost of doing all that.
I mean, the GPUs are up so much now. Like when they first dropped, like I had a line on them, you could get them for maybe like 7,400 a piece for the RTX 6000 Pro Blackwells, but now they're up to like 10 grand a pop now, if you can get your hands on them.
Yeah,
And I mean, whereas you can rent it for, $1.84 an hour and burn it into the ground.
We were talking about this a lot the past couple of years. You guys think this is the end of the personal computing and we're transforming, finally getting to the server around the block that supports the neighborhood?
They're going to make it illegal to own hard drives. Physical media will be illegal for multiple reasons. They'll say, yeah, actually the license expired on all that shit. Actually, hard drives are only owned by terrorists and pedophiles. Why do you need data? They're going to make it illegal to hoard data locally. They're going to say anyone who's not using the cloud is pretty much nefarious. That's like saying you need some sort of secret space to hide your shit. They're going to make it illegal. They're going to say that the magnets are bad, just like the gas is bad in the lines, bro. They're going to say only data centers can actually afford to hold that. You running that locally is bad for the environment and all these things.
Yeah, you think it's going to be an environmental push to get the people behind that, or you think it's going to be some type of act that happens, somebody does that cause that? How you get the people to support that avenue?
It's just the cost, dude. The cost.
Economics.
It's already underway, really. I mean, I honestly think that's because like, the training sets and shit on the internet, everything publicly is just becoming tainted by stuff. So what can they do to get more training data, right? They push people, they buy up all the shit, push people onto the cloud platforms, and now everybody is forced to give you training data.
Yeah, you can't get anything out of it, right? That's the other thing. Like the only people who are allowed to push something locally, right? That's like owning the patent office. They don't like that. And especially all the work that went into open sourcing those models, they open sourced it under the assumption that like it's going to stay with you. It's not going to like leave the house.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the progression of the technology is going to force it. I mean, the majority of the American models didn't really want to go open source with it anyways. They want you training Google. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to see, multiple GPUs getting linked together in a way that they can't really right now for processing, AI. And like we're already seeing standardized models that you're pulling that are maxing out at 80 gigs of VRAM, like pretty easily, like LTX2. Ran at really high settings is going to do that. So it's I think you're going to basically see all of this infrastructure kind of push back under NVIDIA, like where you have to use cloud compute because you won't be able to run the scale of the models without it with the next generation of cards.
They're not even going to give the public the next generation of cards. There's no way we're going to get to touch it. No, there's no way. They're not going to. It's just like asking for what are they always begging for? There's an NVIDIA thing they use. They're like, if you make a second version of this, or what's the NVIDIA game thing you use, Sticky?
You mean the Shield?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like they only made the first one because they had extra chips from the original Switch.
No extra chips.
And then and that was back before they were, there's no way they would allocate any of that silicon to fucking anything like that. Like that'd be outrageous in today's economy. Like what's the global allocation for RAM in 2026? It was like 60% or 70% to data centers, of total production for the year.
Yeah, 70%'s already bought, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like it's already sold before it even gets printed.
I just hoping that the shit is true and that OpenAI just goes fucking bankrupt and then maybe it will all kind of unwind. That's the best case scenario.
I think you'll see at least the dead cat bounce on the AI bubble is going to be it's going to be massive. It's going to take 2 or 3. One going down is not going to be enough. There's too much money intertwined.
I don't know. It might be. Yeah. 'Cause especially with all the stuff where people are actually seeing decreased productivity and stuff, who are trying to use AI. I don't know. I think there could be pretty negative sentiment if one were to catastrophically fuck up.
Let's bring this back to movies. What are you doing with all those cards and that stuff, Max? You got all that stuff. What are you doing with it? I know you do MoCap stuff, but now is all your MoCap just going straight to a model? What do you do with it?
So MoCap, we're basically getting called on that on specialist cases for very specific movies, like high action, large number of performers, or either that or just getting on-set data, things like that. But in terms of AI, we're doing a ton of background replacement, de-aging, just using it more like Nuke and traditional VFX pipelines, to be honest.
That's a wild comparison of the tool. Just basically hey, I don't need to pay Nuke anymore. I just need to have this access to a model. That's crazy.
Well, even still using Nuke, you still want to use Nuke. You're basically just running comfy workflows under the hood and then bringing it back up to not mess with your footage, basically, because you don't want to contaminate it by bringing it down to 720p or 1080p. So you're basically using proxy and then coming back and bringing everything back up as masking layers through SAM3. SAM3 is awesome.
Have you tried I don't know why this maybe hasn't been done yet. It's kind of up painting where you basically make 4 720 things and then you stitch it together into one massive 4K, right? And it's you kind of parallel process these quadrants together. It's I also think the upscaling is also another part of this as well, where I think the upscale LoRa's that I've seen coming out of LTX, it's you kick this shit out in 480, but in the end it ends out in 2K. I don't know, and so much of this stuff gets watched on a phone too. Comparatively, right? I know some of the work that you've done, right? And I was well, that went kind of to something where it pops up on a streaming service and it maybe takes over my TV and it turns on the HDR. I don't know, when's the first time the AI, full AI, is going to be able to be sitting in someone's catalog and be able to click on HDR for someone?
We're still running a lot of stuff through Topaz Lab and things like that, but think of it more using it in specific use cases where it makes sense, or a shot where you have enough pixel resolution to maybe stabilize that part of the plate And then because of SAM 3, you're isolating and only replacing just the elements you want now. So instead of, like generating that whole frame, or even doing something that's like video to video, like let's say you got a stunt performer that's, running across the stage performing an action, then you can take that and use like depth or pose or whatever with your character loras that you've generated of another character that has a similar body type. So like I think people like are under this like misconception that you don't need the actors, and like to really have things be as eloquent as they can be, I think you kind of do still. Like creating a convincing AI voice is possible, but it's not as easy as just like having your actor record what you want for the most part. And really sometimes you need real elements to help make the AI feel more believable, in my opinion. Like we need that connection because our brains just aren't quite ready to process, hey, like everything's all AI right now. And I think you're also seeing kind of a reverse push with CG. Like I don't think we've seen CG really like be at a super high standout quality lately. So I think you're seeing Hollywood kind of drive the quality of CG down and try to push AI as hard as they can until it's muddy enough to where people don't really know the difference. And then there'll be some people that never care after a while,
Hey, Smile, what do you think about that? What do you think about people
still being needed for the future of cinema?
Yeah, well, as MT was saying there, right? It's saying it's kind of the secret sauce. Like all these people are saying actors are going to go away. But he's saying, nah, if you really want it to look good, you need these actors to go into it, right? He's saying that, like, well, I flagged back this thing about the quality where you flagged, these models on their own don't produce it. They need to be treated as like layers to a painting, something in painting, like a special effect. Under the hood, right? It's maybe not very different than other special effect tools, but they first go to a big room and they shoot something on a really nice camera in high definition on a green screen that they plan to dub out, but they capture a human on that in that high definition first, and then they go in, right? It's like it's really hard to upscale from nothing. Maybe that's what I was hearing.
Who do you think was a better actor? Did everybody here see Avatar 3?
I have not finished it yet. I've just started watching Titanic this week, as I was saying. I need to go see it. I want to see it in theaters. I saw the last two in theaters.
Nobody complained. This is an answer. Nobody complained, based on people's report to the movie, of the bad acting from the avatars, but they did complain about the bad acting from the kid Spider, who was the real life actor throughout the film. So I think that people are going to want the essence of human in film. Having said that, what that essence is, I'm not sure.
I mean, they gotta have a Jar Jar Binks. I mean, James Cameron knew what he was doing with Spider. He knew. Well, he knew what they gotta give an easy target. That's a writing.
That's an interesting point, but there's enough things to complain about that film, like the storyline, which is the same as the first two. But the biggest complaint wasn't that. People are already okay with that. They know it's a tech demo, but their complaint, if that's what you're saying, people are complaining more about the child actor or the young person actor being a bad actor than they are the acting from the avatars. Of course, those are played by real people and the best MoCap. But
shout outs to Max's friend who sold to James Cameron to make that MoCap that you thought is good.
A lot of the folks we worked on Electric State with were actually on Avatar for 2 and 3, sure. Like out in New Zealand for like 5 years.
Weta Workshop stuff is amazing. Weta Workshop is like what I grew up on, right? And I think like it's interesting to see like as these greats retire, as like Peter Jackson is now only making like documentary films because he could not, like The Hobbit and his cinematographer dead, he's not the same dude anymore. It's who's gonna build a giant elephant when you can prompt one? Like, who's gonna even learn how to make it? They don't have 10 shitty films where they made pirate ships on each of them. they don't have that shit anymore. It's like now they have people who are learning to prompt, and that's it. There's no money going into people building shitty pirate ships. There's money going into, well, we already have the license to the data farm cloud siphon prompts.
Yeah. I think I think the future of films is less about big films coming out in theaters and more about you at home being able to make your own films and it being fun for your family to have your dad on the couch be the lead character in Speed. The acting won't be perfect, but the novelty of having someone that you know in the film will make the film be watchable. And giving people agency at home to be a part of the media they're watching, I think will take the center stage in the future of entertainment. People won't the remixing old films will be very large. I think. Just like nowadays, people have all the ability to make their own game, but to make your own game, you have to find an engine, you have to have a style, you got to have all these different characters, all these technologies to make it. That's why people right now are modding old games. The infrastructure exists. They can put their own style, their own input, their own ideas, their own thoughts into something that's already 80% done, and they change 20%. It's a brand new thing, and it has a built-in audience. It's interesting to be a part of, but I think people having the agency that aren't filmmakers to be a part of films that they want to watch is going to take a big center stage for the new media.
See, games and interactive experiences like that, I think, is really where this is going to fly to the next level, honestly, because you're going to start to see things like Meshy API injected right in the game where you can, go up and describe the sword or the axe or whatever legendary weapon that you truly want to design, and then AI processes it and you just approve it, and then you've got your mesh asset in your hand. And they'll charge transaction fees for that, I think it'll allow the users to actually have an input in a way that they've never really had before.
I think I couldn't agree more, because I think about card games and stuff like that, right? And people are making Worlds Beyond. If you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, right now they're going to any intellectual property and they're we're putting it on cards. Well, there's the joke that it's gonna go to this localized thing where it's gonna be the people themselves in it, and it couldn't be more true, right? Where you have these decks where it's inside jokes amongst your friends, and there's these prompts that become specialized, especially if they get minted, right? The other thing is everyone forgot about NFTs and then this backdoor that kind of goes onto this blockchain where there's gonna become this it's not nostalgia, it's it's something that only creators have known, the obsession of a work of art that they've made that elevates it beyond what it is. A painter who likes his painting will see it better than anyone else looks at the painting, and all these non-creative folks are about to get these highs from creating personalized works, and it's going to have so much value to them.
Exactly. So the acting being non-perfect doesn't matter because it's your dad, lol. It's you, lol. So the imperfections will become something that's entertaining and exciting. You won't be nitpicking the performance. You'll be nitpicking you writing with the AI to make the thing that you're watching, which is going to be exciting. Again, giving the pencil to non-artists. Making everybody a creator. That's happened the past 15 years with the Red camera, YouTube, all these different new digital mediums. I think is more important than a great performance. It's going to be fun again, and be able to do it quickly.
How much money did Markiplier make with his movie this weekend? Right? Is that this weekend or last weekend that it came out? You know what I'm talking about? Iron Lung.
Mm-hmm.
He was a YouTuber. Oh, it's the end of the month. It's not out yet. He's a YouTuber who took a video game playthrough that was pretty successful, and then he made a self-funded movie about that video game where he's the lead actor, and now he's got it in Regal, kind of doing how they do the Ghibli releases and limited things. This is the third or fourth YouTube to straight content creator Hollywood pipeline I've seen, but this guy did it totally self-funded. this is like he's doing it all on his outside one. So that's like really turning into this thing where now like, are you ready for like the I Show Speed universe of films? Like Kai Cenat's gonna become a film. You need to tap Kai Cenat and be like, let me know when you want to make some movies, bro, because you're gonna be able to sell out those theaters, bro. Like the Drewski movie universe and that stuff already exists because they did one with Kevin Hart last year, I think. Actually, speaking of Kai Cenat making films, didn't they? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, internet celebrities becoming film actors.
And Drewski, yes, it was called Streamer's House or something. The Last Sleepover. Strange that they would make a movie about sleeping over with Kevin Hart, and in fact, they did. And didn't Kevin Hart kind of? Let's move on.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's anyway. Let's check.
But that's old Hollywood. Like that's or
yeah,
the
Kai
last
Cenat
10 years
is
of Hollywood.
Kai Cenat is old Hollywood. I love that, bro.
Well, in the idea of like anyone that's popular is now an actor that's no acting chops or comes from movies because they have a built-in audience. Since the actor died 15, 20 years ago, anyone who's popular, a streamer, anybody will be put into movies to sell tickets. But that's been going on for 10 years. That's not what I'm referring to.
Oh, that's not even really what studios want, though. They want the AI. The AI.
Of course, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's
not pay the celebrity and get the marketing off of all
exactly.
of that too.
Yeah, and get your data. If they can put you in the film, if they can put me in Speed, and I change the script a little bit so the bus does explode, and then that becomes popular, it gets a whole bunch of people. I get microtransactions for making it, tiny bits, but then they can make Speed the Walker, the SmileBigForGood version that gets popular. It's ideal for studios. They're not paying anybody. People are making it for them. It's like Instagram. It's a backwards mall. That's the future of cinema is Instagram, where people think that they're getting likes by people, but really they're getting all the money and all the data.
What money?
That's what Disney's about to do right now with OpenAI.
Disney just spent a bill on it.
Everybody have all of that.
What
and,
money?
I mean, they've already proven it with Fortnite Editor.
What
that it
data?
works.
Exactly. You have been forever. Exactly. Verse.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think
Sweeney knows. That's the biggest. People all think the metaverse is dead because of Zuck, but Sweeney's been making it in the background with all the licensing for the past 5 years. All these different licenses preparing for what's next. He knows, and he's doing it right now in the back burner. It seems that game's just an ad. It's the future of all these different licenses coming together in a real way, a non-VR chat way, where companies can still make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that what we want to see is an avenue for independent storytellers, like really
I love that
emerge. But I don't. I think they're going to do everything to try to fight that. I mean, streaming alone has kind of been the death of that, to be honest. Like you could have the best idea in the world, and if you don't have the money for 50% of your production up front, like you're not making it somewhere like Netflix. Like Tubi is a pipe dream, for most people that are new into making films. And I think if the tools are fast enough and, people with good original ideas, creators will emerge.
Absolutely. I mean, what's the camera you need now to be able to shoot something for Netflix? Again, it's not guaranteeing someone to get on, but the camera before was a Panavision. You couldn't buy it or rent. You had to buy all that money, all those legacy relationships. But I think it's a $10,000 Panasonic camera, which is the lowest camera you're allowed to use and shoot something that Netflix could approve. Point is, it's $10,000. That's so much different than it was just 20 years ago, where you needed to have an RE camera, you needed to have Panavision glass,
you couldn't even buy it. You had to rent it.
You had to rent it. You had to know the people,
and it came with insurance. It was a whole scam, bro. So there's all these people.
You couldn't do it.
Yeah. So the technology's there, and then that's where I'm saying that, like, at some point they're gonna be like, actually, bro, if you shoot a GoPro in 1080 and you feed it to this LoRa, it meets Netflix standards every time.
Well, the future of Netflix is going to be a catalog of yesteryear, which is going to seem like the Library of Alexandria and models where they own all of that content and you can remix it. The future of Netflix is remixing old content. Again, take Titanic, and right now all of us, I'll be the guy playing the violin, you play the cello, you play the viola, and we're the guys on the boat. The movie's still Titanic, it's still a great film, but we put ourselves in it, so we're down to watch it again. Like, that's the future of net. That's why people are buying all of these old dead people and all of these, movies, so we can remix them in the future. Netflix, I don't know if they've said they're doing that yet, but they're very interested and invested in AI for, I think, that purpose.
What's Burnout think about this? We haven't heard him or Sticky Fish in a minute. They're busy prompting some crazy shit. What are you guys telling this? Why is it telling me I can't show the child like this? Who's prompting this? This is. I
thought we already established that there had to be a council of AI that kept track so that we didn't get into social or cultural issues, right? Because on a real set, you'd have a consultant, so you need the AI to consult itself to make sure that it's okay. But yeah, people have been doing that forever, right? I remember when I was 5 or 6, my grandma gave me a VHS tape, which was basically just a really shitty PNG cartoon slideshow that had a picture, a photograph that she cut out of my face. And then you would send it to the company and then they would put your face in the cartoon. And it was oh, look, it's so-and-so. And they go to the park and they look at their friends. Oh, look, they went to the zoo and it's you. And that's the same thing, right? That's the same exact concept. The technology is just different, right?
Yep.
People have always wanted to do insert themselves into their stories. Fanfic has been a thing since the first story was ever written.
Yep.
Right? The thing that gets me is that's okay, but it relies on something already existing. Right? That's where this whole AI thing falls apart for me in the creative space, is that we're just stuck here now. Whatever has been created pre-2025 is now the only thing that's going to be left, right? Because the AI can't create something new. It can only remix. So like you say, if Netflix has this library, it's just forever stuck with whatever library it has, and then just an infinite remix of every idea regurgitated back to itself again and again and again forever. Because who's gonna pay a stupid human writer to write a new story? Who's gonna have the talent to do that in 25 years, 50 years? So it's
you kind of need to, because you got to harvest the idea from the human, and for copyright law, you must be able to show the point of human origination. So that must be able to exist from somewhere. And I think that can be very vague, look at Jeff Koons and the art he creates and stuff like that,
So it's all these tech companies are just going to have shadow writers that their stories never see the light of day, but it goes into the training set. And we never get the actual story. We just get the remix of the story that has already been filtered 1,000 times.
But that's what you already get anyways.
There's only 7 stories.
There's only 7 stories. I don't disagree. I just think there's only 7 stories, and the brave toaster, Fish Out of Water, has been reimagined a million times. Twilight's a fanfic. That doesn't worry me as much. I think Netflix choosing certain movies and making them all of the movies of yesteryear, they pick certain movies and don't pick others. Those movies that don't get picked, that are very important, disappear. I think that's more worrisome. Because if Netflix didn't buy your film, they didn't buy the catalog, they didn't buy your studio, it's a whole bunch of films that the world won't see, which I think is more problematic. Because great films have been made, and you can't remix those or watch those again. They get eliminated as if they never existed. They're not part of the palette to make new films, which I think that's more worrisome.
I'm not caught up. Is Netflix a slang for a group? But yeah, I mean, definitely there is.
Netflix is slang for new movie. Netflix is slang for for a new movie where it's not about making money, it's about data.
Yeah, there's
Numbers.
There's definitely a group that's very interested in controlling the narrative of the future. They couldn't love that idea more, to control everything that's like
Empowering.
yeah, it is crazy to think that, like, well, what would be if you had power to delete a story? What would be the story you would delete first?
If I made the Matrix, I'd delete World on a Wire. World on a Wire is a better Matrix. It's the Fassbender version that came out in the '60s. It's better in every way. And if once again, I'm not I'm just saying if I was to copy something old and make it seem like I was that guy and that one didn't exist before, it's or any film that would give people empowering feelings, get them to burn things down.
That's why Nolan's making the Odyssey. It's because it'll be the Nolan Odyssey. They'll say Homer who? Who's that guy? You mean the Nolan movie? Right? And then that just becomes the zeitgeist where it's always been.
Oh yeah,
it's that story that Nolan made. Yeah, that
Totally,
guy.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember when Katy Perry came out with the album titled Prism 1 week after Prism leaked?
Yeah, you're getting real in the weeds here. And that brings
Well,
us... No, hold on. That brings us...
Yeah.
And when you're in the weeds, perhaps you need a radar to defect and protect you against drones. The CO5 model active phased radar array can be shipped worldwide and will help you locate drones before they locate you. Whether or not they are on fiber optics, these bad boys are tested in low temperature and low environments. Coming to the last 15 minutes of the show, I just want to bring a moment to say thank you to our two wonderful hosts. And without our hosts, we wouldn't have access to these guests. And one of our guests today is showing some clips here from some VFX work that they worked on. Is it shortlisted for Oscars this year, man? Electric State?
Yep, it sure is. It sure is. We did all the robots on this movie with 20 students from Georgia State University, Digital Domain, Industrial Light and Magic, and Jeffrey Ford on set every day. They did a great job, so it was a lot of fun.
Really fun film, right? It's got Chris, right? Is that Chris Pratt in it?
Yep, Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown, Jason Alexander. We got to put Jason Alexander in an accent suit. That was really fun.
What's one of those? Remind me again.
It's a motion capture suit, inertia based, the one that we use in the field. So we had multiple units running on this film. So we had 3 units, 2 first units in the field running inertia based accents capture, and then we built a pop up volume, Vicon volume with 60 cameras. That is basically predominantly what I did on the film, was just making sure all that ran really smooth. And like just getting on set with Jeffrey Ford pretty much every day, the guy that coined the term "I am Iron Man." Learned a lot from him, and a guy named Anthony Romero, who's pretty much just like god tier MoCap legend from Vicon. Trains pretty much everybody out there. He does a lot of like Love, Death, and Robots, Deadpool, stuff like that. But it's been a great adventure, being in VFX and traditional MoCap. We've still been doing some of this stuff overseas. Like we did Moana this summer for Disney here in Atlanta. And also we went over to UK and did The Apprentice. So you never know where you're going or what you're going to do with MoCap or where it's going to take you. But, really basically since January, a lot of the ask have shifted to AI-based character replacement, de-aging, a lot of different requests like that. And so that's where a lot of the stuff has shifted. So I'm also a professor at Georgia State University besides my company Actor Capture here in Atlanta. So we take all this right into the classroom, and the students are really driving AI super hard. I also sent you the link to our latest reel. We don't have to check it all out, but
we're gonna put it on.
Love to show it to you.
Do we have clearance on this audio too?
No, I wouldn't. I would not do that if you're monetizing, because I think it's clear, but it's not worth the risk.
Nah, it's cool. But the visuals are fine.
Yeah. So these are all student-based films. They're 1 to 3 minute continuous films. They also did a hybrid virtual production project where they had to actually like shoot live action plate, a combination of live action plates, LED wall virtual production set, and then AI film for the rest of it. But you know, they've been rocking. We compete internationally in a competition called Asia Virtual Human Association. It's about 90 to 100 teams around the world that compete in a 48-hour, you know, competition. And like we got 5th last year, and we're actually finally got 1st this year. So that was pretty cool.
Congratulations. That's awesome, bro. It's huge.
But I think it put a lot of confidence in the students. You know, is everything perfect yet? No, but their CG work wasn't either. You know?
I saw some stuff like the writing on the text there. That was like, that's pretty fine detail that's hard to nail, but some of this stuff is really cool. The guy sitting on the porch earlier, this one right here, Return to the Skeleton, is cool. And I think one of the things that you flag is, and you see this as a professor, right? There's a lot of different students who walk in, and they definitely have different stories to tell. And, you know, going back to Smile, what you were saying, it's now a $10,000 camera. It's now 59 cents an hour for you to get onto a professional stage, right? Because the tools you're using at Netflix, the tools you're using to make Oscar shortlist and hopefully Oscar winning, fingers crossed for you, we'll be cheering for you at the Oscar party this year, are now accessible for like anyone, anywhere. You got internet access. You can now go and do this stuff, right? This is like, you know, not just what students are doing at, you know, a technical college, right, that are winning first place, but, you know, there's a very limited gap from what they obviously need an instructor like Max Thomas to teach them something like this, but there's a lot of ways that people teach this to themselves as well, right? And they can get access. And so, you know, outside the institution, outside the rental houses, you now have this ability to like really put together some crazy stuff on your own. It's
a super accessible community too. Like it's all in Discord. It's great time. Like I made friends with a guy named Benji from Benji's AI Playground, and you know, like I follow his workflows, and really, honestly, that's what opened the door for me. It was just hopping in his Discord and asking questions whenever I hit the wall. I think it's cool how many the people that are really into AI, like I think they want to expand and help people learn. So it's fun.
It's always risky when I go to Grok here. You never know what videos are going to show up. I got in a lot of trouble last.
Do not go to the Grok favorites.
Don't go to the. I think it's trying to capture my input. Stop trying to capture my input. I don't know why it's to stop it. Never allow. That's crazy. It's crazy work. I'm just trying to get you to make me a video, man. Grok is hungry for my input right now. It's wild. You guys seeing this? Access denied. I don't even know what's happening. Smile, did you send me links? I didn't get them. What do you want me to pull up?
I texted you a couple links. You can pull up rebrandinginprogress.com if you'd like.
Yeah, if you don't know him, you should. Maybe Comp USA Today Live. Rebranding.
Comp USA Live.
Did I spell that right? Yeah.
You can go to SmileSoft or Glue or Azros.
Yeah,
so this
stuff was super cool. I was seeing this earlier, right? And then you guys were working at the Sphere, and that's kind of like
that's awesome.
Really I'll pull up some of these links. Oh yeah, you did the portal, bro. That was like a whole thing.
Oh, that's sick.
Everyone remembers the portal. I mean, I know. Let's go back to some of the other ones. Let's go to Glue. So tell us what you want us to know. We'll click play on this.
So I come from a history of filmmaking. That was my dream as a kid. I had a VX1000. Obviously, YouTube came out in 2006. I graduated high school in 2005. We obviously saw the curve coming with the digital cameras, mini DV back then. And I moved to LA to work in the film world. And that's when I learned, I didn't go to school. And that's when I learned how closed the film world was in 2008. And the Red camera came out in 2008, 2009. I was on set one day when they brought one to set, and a grip or a gaffer looked at me. I was doing grip work, and his face was white, and he says, "It's over." and I'll never forget that because he just told me, "Get out now. It's going to change." And I did. I started my own production company. Worked at YouTube for a few years doing documentary content for them, and then I got more into agency-based media and what the future of live shows looks like. I made a show called Living Room Today, where we connected music venues from all over the world and had people from all over the world collaborate to make live shows. Made real life locations into like chat rooms where you could see people perform from different locations in each location. So it's made, the future of what I would say the future of the concert, the performance in 2015. And then from there, I made CompUSA Live, which was a live theater production that it was being edited while being made in front of the live studio audience, performed all over the world, which was the new museum picked it up based on a program that Mark Fingerhut created for all live editing. He was a brilliant software engineer, and then from that created a agency-based media company, we call it, that's all about, like I was talking about before, giving the audience the ability to participate in the media that they're watching. Passive media is over with, and how do you empower the people to participate in the media? The portals, like one of our clients, we made the computers to make that work. We made the Brooklyn Mirage, which is the largest music venue in the Eastern Hemisphere with a generative system. So all the visuals you see in all these shows were all being made live. Because again, we think the future of the show, the visual shouldn't just be an aspect that's cute and pretty, but instead it should be a guitar being played live, accenting the shows. And then I made a game inside the Minecraft engine called Azeroth.world, and that's based on what I thought, and we all thought that the future of gaming shouldn't just be a world that's concrete. It should be a world that the things that you do, the game remembers. So I feel like in the future AI would be able to do this, but until that happens, when people came in and played in the game, what they did, the NPCs, we programmed them to remember what they did. So if you came in and built an amazing thing, started a huge war, the NPCs would remember you and talk about you. So the next players that came in would learn about you through the NPCs, would be built into the game. And now, because of, I think Grok 3 was the first one that was able to write Denizen code, which is code used for Minecraft, we started implementing that in the game, so we don't have to actually code it ourselves. Instead, the game is able to learn from what the people do. It's still not perfect by any means, but in terms of what we think the future of gaming is, where that's the avenue of AI that we'd like to utilize. It helps you play the game, and it helps give you credit for what you do in the game. In the world, you put more hours in, you build more things, you do more. The game remembers you for doing that. So that's my background. And now I, like all of us, and why I'm happy to be here, I'm working on a short AI film utilizing the new tools. I haven't made a film in a decade because, again, I switched over to agency-based media, but I always knew there's going to be a day. It's coming. These days are coming where there's going to be models we can make films at home now and do we can direct real films without having to go to a certain film school or having a certain father who did this at this time. The legacy-based entertainment world that's kind of kept Hollywood in its grasp the past 20 years, 100 years. So now I'm interested in all the new models. Been working on a lot of new models, working on a new film now, and it's really exciting because just 3 weeks ago wasn't as good as it is today, and 3 weeks from now, I'm excited for. So it's inspiring to be here and meeting people, of course. I'm really happy to be here and a government name for putting this on.
Can everyone be quiet? There's a good line coming up here. I want everyone to listen to it and appreciate it.
Hey, what's up, Discord? Chris Pratt here.
Yeah, man. This is called interactive. Y'all see this script we got going on, but before we go any further, whether or not they're 50 kilometers, 15, or 5, your enemies will never hear you coming unless they have a low anti-radar, temperature-tested provided to you by Cloudwalker.
Wow.
We're coming up to the end of the podcast here, and I really can't appreciate my guests enough. We have a wheel that we like to put things on.
Did I miss the Slopper Hot?
We didn't do Slopper Hot, so we could do a Slopper Hot. We could run a little bit long. That's totally fine. I just want to respect everyone's time. We could do a quick Slopper Hot. I also just wanted to give a shout out to Grok from not being able. I'm so close to prompting.
Oh, you're on the favorites tab? That's a dangerous game, my friend.
I can't get it. I can't.
Respect for the transparency.
There's long history in this podcast with the Grok favorites tab.
I can't. Okay, I finally got this in here. We're finally getting the first action out of it.
I think it's crazy. The one thing that we've seen as a through line, interviewing a bunch of people who are in the industry, regardless of what section of the film industry they're in, every single person says one thing the same, and it's, oh, all these people in front of the camera, when they get in on social media or they get into an interview or something, they always say, oh man, AI sucks. God, I hate AI. We got to protect ourselves from AI. And then as soon as the cameras go off, they just go, God, we need to get this AI in our film. Every single person that we have interviewed on this podcast has said everybody in the industry wants it in some form or another, right?
Way to make our guests feel uncomfortable.
Every single one,
and we
has
have
come and said we want it.
Okay.
Like an
I
actor,
hope they do.
You know, Sean goes on TV, and then he says, you know, I'm the president of the guild now, and we're gonna fight our hardest to get the AI out of here, and then turns around and is asking everybody how we can implement it faster.
Okay, so this is a new form of Slopper Hot. You have to guess whose model this is. Is this Snoop Dogg's model or someone else's model?
His personal model?
Yeah, is this his model or someone else's? Should be obvious.
It's got the drank in it, so it's his model.
How could you not see Madman's Media stamped all over this?
Yeah, it's got to be him.
It's Madman Media striking again. Easy slop. Okay, here's a good one. Did anyone watch this movie? It just came out this weekend. It's on Netflix. Fact v fiction. Netflix The Rip centers on a real 22 million Miami-Dade bust. Is this a real photo?
The Matt Damon?
Yeah. Oh my god, It's ridiculous. You should watch it. I thought it'd be good. It has cartels on like ninjas in it. They like are in this neighborhood, and it's not a spoiler. You can watch it. They basically like they go and do a bust on a tip, and it's like got way too much money, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we can't call this in. All the crooked cops and the cartel come kill us. We don't know what to do, and someone's dirty here." And there's this byline where they're like at the end of a cul-de-sac, and then like all the lights come on like on a timer, and they're like, yo man, that's really weird, that's very strange. And they're like, you haven't heard cartels buying up all neighborhoods and like using them as stash houses and shit like that? I'm like, I haven't heard about this, like them buying entire cul-de-sacs. So slop or not, are those real buckets?
Those are real Home Depot buckets.
I mean, it's so cheap. Why would you not?
Are you kidding me? Look at the handles.
Oh, the lids are wrong. The lids are wrong. The handles are jacked.
No,
You're right.
These are real Home Depot buckets.
What are you talking about, bro? All-purpose buck.
God, that's bad.
Ugh, yeah, weird. Why wouldn't they just do? Here's a good one. What do you think this is?
It's like a $12 shot.
Slopper hot.
Yeah, this is real too.
It's hot. Yeah. It's hot slop.
Yeah,
it's hot slop. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's not okay. You can't do that.
All right, I take it back. No longer hot.
You can't. You're not allowed to do that.
Harsh slop.
Okay, here. What is this one? Here it is. They're already here. World breaker.
That's a real. I would.
The hair on the blade, all that. You think? It's either a bad composite.
Like, who are these actors? They're almost like actors I know.
Mila's a real actor. I don't know.
Yeah, but the face though. I'm saying it's almost them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's actually real. Believe it or not, I just feel like
I think it's real as well. I think it's not great, but I do think it was made by a studio.
That's definitely a real thing.
Wow.
All right, here's a good one. Hi, Juan.
Yeah.
Actually,
I want it to be real.
I want to see
I want it
this
to be
movie.
real.
I've looked up this
Yeah,
movie.
what-
It's pretty controversial. This is a real movie. I will tell you this is a real movie, but I don't think it's a real. This is from Cebu Cultural Storytellers.
Oh yeah, the cars.
yeah, that was a dead giveaway. All right, here we go.
But if you did that in Unreal Engine, it would still look just as shitty.
Frozen 3.
These people could be there.
Who's this? What is that one?
Oh wow.
That's from that's
That's
what?
the new snowman in Frozen. That's new IP, bro.
You guys ready for Medusa?
Is Keanu and Angelina, dude? They're here, finally together on screen.
Yeah, that's from Bow Wow Buddies Brigade. Okay, who is this Snoop Dogg's model, or is it another man's model? What is that, like a prompt hold or something when someone's like, yeah, is this Snoop or Slop? Like when you prompt another man, like when you go and download a model and then you like, now make Snoop Dogg even cooler. Like what kind of? It is him. That is him.
I want to know. Do you think Snoop Dogg has a guy who just prompts, or do you think that's just like part of his duties? Is to input the prompts, you know? Like, does he have a guy who just does these posts?
Homie thinks Snoop knows how to prompt.
Yeah, he's got a blunt roller, my guy. He's got a blunt roller.
No, I'm not saying that he's doing it. I'm saying is the guy like for example, it's not just his assistant. Like he hired somebody specifically.
Snoop has no idea this page exists. I would bet. I mean, he's aware that he has a Facebook page, but he's like, we're not paying any money to advertising until they give me back.
So then who is the guy who employs him? Is he Snoop Dogg's employee, or is it the AI's employee who's just like, this is his contact, you know? Like,
yeah, this is crazy to think about. AI is going to take this guy's job away. This used to be someone's cousin. Like some celebrity's cousin used to be.
Some guy's like half nephew was like, listen, you're gonna go work for Uncle Snoop. He'll give you, you'll be on the payroll. All you gotta do is
AI doesn't work, bro. Because the reason you gave that cousin that job is because it doesn't really matter if he fucks it up, but if you don't give him that job, he comes and robs you. So it's like you can't. You're gonna automate all the jobs away, but you are gonna leave a lot of fucking people who know where you live. It's just like. Yeah, all right.
That's why you need a bunker.
This too was Madman Media. He loved prompting Snoop. He wants that job. It's like, Snoop, I've been prompting you for years.
I've seen what your prompter can do. I could beat your prompter, bro.
Oh my god, I do think that this is a game show. I do think that there's like a new game show where it's like prompt battles. Prompt Warrior, and it's like they go
a reality TV show
and different models different week, and like they're working on like, I'm an English student, I've started studying cinematic, I'm a 5-year-old, and like they're just like,
that's definitely gonna happen.
Copyright Tuesday Cinema Club.
No, everyone. No, you can't steal it. We said it's our idea.
It's our idea. We just said it. I just put it on.
Ideas are easy. Sophia Stewart already taught us that. It's really about who's got the money to get it to the end goal.
If you could create the likeness of like an old time celebrity, you think we could get a game show that's all AI?
Oh yeah.
Like AI game show where you come in and you prompt and it prompts itself.
Jackbox.
Yeah, they'll be
Jackbox, but it's AI.
Yeah. Just like no interaction.
Anunnaki. I think I found 2 of these. Yeah, Anunnaki was shared by the final scene.
He's getting good play. Multiple reposts.
This is crazy. Scientists say they could recreate living dinosaurs within the next 5 years. All right,
that's an idea I've never heard of.
Dang it! I think
I've seen. Yeah. That's a good movie idea.
Slop or not? Is this real or fake? I think I gave it away if you were paying close attention.
It's got to be Nano Banana. It looks like it.
Yeah, Nano Banana could do that easily.
Well, you would be mistaken because this is posted from the Breaking Bad official celebrating
from the Breaking Bad account
10 years ago.
What's the difference?
Well, this is the difference because I want to watch Escape from Alcatraz 2025. It's crazy. Why did they put her in there? Why
Is that 2025 or 2026?
Well, it's like a
could be 20 something. Who knows?
Could be
Yeah.
Yeah, good for Jason.
2026 is when they're bringing him back to service.
He gets to be with ScarJo. That's pretty good.
They did the height right. They did the height right. He is tiny.
Earth exploration's funny here because they put this out 2 days ago. Like, can I? It says I can watch the movie. It's already been rated. Where can I watch?
I love the watch movie into a blank, like blank colon.
Where does this take me to the Telegram account now? Let me.
3,000 people are watching that movie right now, dude.
I can't.
Are you gonna do that? Are you brave enough to click
3008? Yeah.
I can't. It just tells me.
I think if you could get Snoop Dogg to pitch the idea to Snoop Dogg to lend his likeness for a model for the game show Kids Prompt the Darndest Things, I think that would sell really well.
That is great.
You're 100% right. Yeah.
Put that into the airwaves and don't steal my ideas.
No,
that's mine. You can't have that.
Just do Bill. Just Bill. Just do it with Kyle.
Just Bill. You think he'll be around to get the 3D scan?
This is crazy.
Do they need the 3D scan?
In the Gray 2, he's a wolf. That's fucking insane. You guys see the first one? He's like, he crashes a plane.
He's one of them.
Yeah, it's a total shift. This one. I like this one. I'm gonna go ahead and share that. Okay.
There's 2 wolves inside of you. One of them is Gray Wolf Alpha.
Gray Wolf, the Gray 2 Alpha. Okay, so going back to the wheel here, we want to put some wheel picks here. What did Stu put? He's muted.
Stu had a pick.
He had a pick. What do you guys want any movies on here? I gotta find his pick.
Whatever you do, please put Waterworld down because it's been dangerously close twice in a row.
It's pretty small right now. What was it? Was that yesterday? Jeez.
It was a gin. It was a gin offshoot.
It was just called gin. So we go to a sub wheel. Burno has nothing on his wheel. Sticky has nothing on his wheel. You guys can add some stuff right now, but my stuff goes on your wheel if you don't have a minimum 3. I'm getting a poodle wheel dropped in the chat right now. I'm looking for a couple more here before we spin it. Great episode. Why can't I prompt this is the real question. It's fucking Grok, bro. Grok is so broke.
It's finally figured out you've used 100 free trial accounts.
We did watch Smile too. and if you don't know what movies we have or have not watched in seasons,
go to our Letterboxd.
You can go to our Letterboxd and you can see that we have the lists that include the complete films that we watched. And if you go to season 3, in which we watched 31 scary movies, you will see, I believe, Smile 2 listed right there as the 13th film. So, and you were there, bro. You were there.
He wants to see it again.
Yeah.
It's been weeks since a Jake film. His brain's gone delusional.
Smile 2.
So this is how you choose the film.
This is how we choose the film that we watch. Yeah.
Yeah, pick a film. Pick a film to watch.
Put a film on the list.
Oh, we pick a film as well?
Yeah,
pick a film.
It goes on the guest wheel. And what happens is if you hit the guest wheel, then we go to a sub wheel in which we spin that again.
I'll pick Hairpin Circus.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to stay on there until it wins.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah. Never seen it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it either.
Sticky and Burno, you guys around? What do you guys want on there?
What film am I going to put on
the Grudge in the Ring?
Why is this? This is January. Who is this guy?
Historically, we watched 31 scary movies in October, and our producer is demanding a sub wheel of horror films. It's typical of him. He had that one. What was the other one? There was like a Japanese one he wanted. All right, I'll give him what he wants. Poodle's Wheel of Horror. Well, I'll get a horror thing if it gets there. I'll make it an even 100. But it's off season. It's off season. It was like Onibad or something. Burno, you got anything? He says play PoE 2. That's what he says. Don't watch a movie, play Path of Exile 2.
No, I don't have anything.
All right, we'll uncheck that. That really ups Poodle's Wheel. Sticky, you gonna have anything?
I hate that. Jeez.
This is why we were supposed to write. It used to be.
This is bad.
We're on a wire.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just because I brought it up earlier.
You know what? And what I'm gonna do is, because our hosts didn't choose anything, we're getting double guests representation here. So World on the Wire goes on that one, and Hairpin Circus goes on Burno. So, and those are mandatory watches. There's no sub wheels, no sub wheel needed. And with that, we're gonna start the music and kick it out. But before we kick it out, what else does Ben have to say?
That it's going to be making movies like from whole cloth, like Tilly Norwood. Like, that's bullshit. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's not. I think it turns out the technology is not progressing in exactly the same way they sort of presented it. I think a lot of that rhetoric comes from people who are trying to justify valuations around companies where they go, we're going to change everything. In 2 years, there's going to be no more work. Well, the reason they're saying that is because they need to ascribe a valuation for investment that can warrant the capex spend they're going to make on these data centers, with the argument that, like,
oh my God, it's going to be
as soon as we do the next model, it's going to scale up and be 3 times as good. Except that actually ChatGPT 5 about 25% better than ChatGPT 4 and costs about 4 times as much in the way of electricity and data. So those, when they say that's like plateauing, the early AI, the line went up very steeply, and it's now sort of leveling off. I think it's because, and yes, it'll get better, but it's going to be really expensive to get better. And a lot of people are like, fuck this, we want ChatGPT 4, because it turned out like the vast majority of people who use AI are using it to as companion bots to chat with at night. And so there's no work, there's no productivity, there's no value to it. That's sort of a side issue. I think for this particular purpose, the way I see the technology and what it's good at and what it's not, it's going to be good at filling in all the places that are expensive and burdensome, and then they get harder to do it. And it's always going to rely fundamentally on the human artistic aspects of it.
Oh man, it's gonna be real close. Is it gonna be Hairpin Circus or is it gonna be World on Wire? Oh, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's definitely World on the Wire.
Is this a Wim Wenders? Is this Wim Wenders? You said Fassbender, but I thought this was a Wim
Fassbender,
Wenders.
yeah.
Oh, it is. It's Fassbender's dad. Why did I think Wim Wenders did this one? Let's go.
Oh wow, that's awesome. Yours was 1973, mine's 1972.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't.
I've never seen Hairpin Circus.
Oh,
wow. Okay.
This is staying on the wheel until it wins. Like I said, staying on the wheel till it wins. Damn, might be a double.
This is when they put the camera on the front of the car and drove around. That the first ones to do that. Is this film?
Yeah, it's the first ever Japanese street racing movie. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all gorilla as well, right?
Yeah,
I've heard about the. Yeah, okay. Now I know.
It kind of reminds me of the original Vanishing Point, but Japanese. It's pretty slick. A lot of epic cigarette smoking shots, leaning on the car, that kind of thing.
Incredible.
Very nice lighting.
We love gorilla here. Why can't I prompt this?
They saw your last one, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The spicy prompts, and they shut you down.
Rock is trying to save you from yourself.
It's crazy. I just can't. I don't know if it's all my VRAMs being used up hosting this show. I can't prompt it. I can post it in there, but then it just literally trips out on this. It does not. I gotta. All right, hold on.
Maybe if I kill my camera, we kill our camera feeds. That might.
Yeah, should I go down?
Sometimes that'll clear it.
When are you going to prompt the movie to start?
Oh, I gotta go get it from the library.
Oh no, the recursive AI slop is beginning.
Yeah, this is how I get it to work. Now I got it. It even says this is why it works.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to get one prompt in for this because we're supposed to get the film out. There's a deadline. We got this. We shot the script. If you were just reading and not listening, you saw. And Stu, your Jin movie came close, but it was not the winner, unfortunately. Yeah, the screenplay is a winner. You're absolutely right. And you know what? Oh fuck, we actually got a prompt going. This will be how we end it out here. Anything you guys want to say before we end the recording here? Any shout outs or you want to give? Just go ahead and do it now. This
was a great time. Thanks for having me on.
Heck yeah, brother. Heck yeah, we couldn't appreciate you more.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
We're super close here to having an image. Boom. Our opening shot. And it works because it's in Shibuya, which we asked for. Yeah, wait till next week when you see our submission to the film festival. We got to get it done before the 31st. See y'all next week.
Very cool.
Stop recording.